Hi friends, today we are going to see the past year NEET questions for the chapter Environmental Issues, and today in this video we are going to cover the last part of this chapter, which is part 7. Now let's begin with the first question here, which was asked in the year 2009. Chipko Movement was launched for the protection of dash. So Chipko Movement was launched for the protection of forest. The Chipko Movement refers to the unique form to protest or adopted by the rural people in the Himalayan region of India, and that happened in the year 1970s. Okay, and in 80s, against the indiscriminate lodging and felling of trees that split the destruction of their environment. The first Chipko movement occurred around April 1973. Over the next 5 years, the movement spread several hill districts in Uttar Pradesh in 1980, and Chipko activists won a 15-year ban of green felling in the Himalayan forest. So this Chipko movement was launched for the protection of forest. Unnecessary felling of trees, unnecessary cutting, all that they have banned. What they have succeeded is, for 15 years, the nature should not be distracted in any way. After that, now if you see, even now there are certain movements that are carried out because unnecessary felling of trees and exploiting them for our own personal use, we're almost exploiting the environment as well. So this will actually make a side effect. It will show a side effect very soon in the environment. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option A. Next question here. Montreal Protocol, which calls for the appropriate action to protect the ozone layer from human activities, was passed in the year dash. So we already spoke about this Montreal Protocol, where we saw an important factor, which is CFC, where they banned these certain compounds, and they spoke about the side effects and the hazardous things that is being expelled from this compound and how is it affecting the nature and all that. So very important is CFC. Other than that, you have methane. All these are greenhouse gases, right? Is the correct percentage of the two. So CFC is 14% and methane is 20%. A regular assessment of the abundance of the greenhouse gases and their impact on the global environment is actually kept in count or kept in track by the IPCC. Okay, it's an intergovernmental panel for climatic change. The various greenhouse gases, which include carbon dioxide, methane, CFC, nitrous oxide, all these concentrations are always kept in track to see how much it has been exposed to, how much it is liberated from various equipments that we use, and we also need to track how much effect it is having on the environment. So this, if you see, this monitorol, if you see, was basically for CFC only. Okay, so this was actually passed in the year 1987. Okay, so you have to protect the ozone layer when passed by the Forum of 27 industrialized countries on September 16, 1987. Till now, you have 175 countries who have joined hands with this movement and protocol, and they are working for it. Okay. Next question here. Identify correctly the matched pair. Okay, we have to analyze the statements here. Basel Convention, biodiversity conservation. Okay, that is actually not the right pair. Kyoto Protocol involves climatic change. That is right. Montreal Protocol is not involved in global warming. It is there we talk about the greenhouse gases, right? And Ramsar Convention, groundwater pollution. Kyoto Protocol is industrialized conference held in Kyoto, which is in Japan, and it obtained a commitment from different countries for reducing the overall greenhouse gases. And Montreal Protocol is for the industrialized countries who agreed for the limit production of CFCs to half the level. So the one which is rightly paired here is option B, Kyoto Protocol, which involves climatic change, and that is right. Next question here. Which one of the following pairs is mismatched? Okay. Fossil fuel burning, release of carbon dioxide. Nuclear power, radioactive waste. That's right. Solar energy, greenhouse effect. Solar energy contributes to greenhouse effect? No. Solar energy coming to the earth is not responsible for the greenhouse effect. It is the increase in the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, which includes carbon dioxide, methane, what else you have? Nitrous oxide, you have CFCs, okay, which is released by the complete combination of fossil fuels or biomass in the industries or transportation of vehicles that prevent the radiation of infrared from the earth and result in the increase of temperature in the earth. So solar energy is not the greenhouse gas. It is an energy that is needed for the environment as well. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option C, which is mismatched here. Next question here. A major component of gobar gas is dash. It's a very direct question here. I think all of you know what the answer is. Yes, it is methane. Methane forms a major part of the gobar gas, and the rest of the options, ammonia is toxic, ethane and butane are not the major components of gobar gas. Therefore, the right answer is option B. Next question here. The major contribution of greenhouse gases to the atmosphere is dash. The major contributor of the greenhouse gas. Luckily, we don't have India here, right? See, the major contributor of the greenhouse gas to the atmosphere is predominantly from USA, okay, which itself releases about, releases about 37%, it seems. And what it predominantly liberates, if you see, it is the CFCs, chlorofluorocarbon. Okay, so therefore the right answer to this question is option USA. Next question. Relative biological effectiveness is usually referred to the damages caused by dash. Okay, what does RBE really talk about? See, we have four options here: low temperature, high temperature, encephalitis, and radiation. Encephalitis is a disease, and encephalitis will not come under this. The right answer is radiation. The RBE, which stands for relative biological effectiveness, is a comparison of the dose of the radiation being studied with a dose of standard radiation producing from the same effect. So you actually compare and study, and you also identify what is the advancement now. Initially, this much amount of radiations were liberated. Now, how much it has increased or how much it has decreased, all that you study with the help of the RBE. Okay. Next question here. Greenhouse effect refers to dash. We have to analyze the statements here. Cooling of the earth, no. Trapping of the UV rays, no. Production of cereals, no. Greenhouse effect refers to the warming of the earth, which is option D. So the greenhouse effect gases, I gave you a list. It is methane, carbon dioxide, CFC, nitrous oxide. Okay, some sunlight that hits the earth is reflected, some becomes heat. Carbon dioxide and other gases in the atmosphere trap this heat, keeping the earth warm. So this is what happens in exact global warming. Okay, fine. Now let's move to the next question here. Which important greenhouse gas other than methane is being produced from the agricultural fields? Very easy question. We saw the list, right? What all are the greenhouse gases? Carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and CFCs. So out of the four options, which is a greenhouse gas? Nitrous oxide. Some of the important greenhouse gases, as I mentioned, you already have. And one more thing we forgot in the list, the other one is ozone. Okay, remember this as well. Nitrous oxide is produced from denitrifying bacteria acting on artificial fertilizers applied to the poorly aerated or fertilized soil, less fertilized soil. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option C. Next question here. In coming years, skin-related disorders will be more common due to dash. Very easy question. The question is direct. Whenever we talk about sun, you remember we use sunscreen. We use sunscreens. Why do we use sunscreen? To protect our skin from the UV rays. If we are exposed to a sun for a long time, we might experience sunburns or some kind of radiation, some kind of irritation, skin turning out to be red. All these are common causes of the UV rays that we experience. So in coming years, the skin-related orders will be more common due to the depletion of the ozone layer, and there are a lot of chances to increase the skin cancer cases all over the world. Okay, UV rays increases the risk of skin cancer and other skin-related disorders. Okay, next question here. Formation of the ozone hole is maximum over dash. Ozone hole is an area with extreme reduction in the ozone concentration. It was discovered over this place called Halley Bay, and that place is where, if you ask me, it is in Antarctica. Okay, and that was discovered by Farman et al. In the year 1985, members of the British Antarctic Survey team. And even if you check in the internet, you will get close images about that. So the formation of the ozone hole is maximum over the Antarctica. That is why people are now worried about the climatic changes, and the Antarctica, the ice that is there, is getting melted, and that might show a large impact on the overall Earth. Next question here. Which of the following is the main factor of desertification or desertification? Okay, so what is desertification? It is a process leading to the formation of desert. Okay, desert. The main factor of desertification of land is overgrazing by herbivorous animals. So you have a land and you have grass growing on it, and if you don't if you allow the animals to overgraze on it, what happens? The land becomes a desert. So that's what they're saying, desertification. Therefore the right answer to this question is option C, overgrazing. Okay, next question here. Which gas contributes to most of the greenhouse effect? First place goes to one particular gas out of the four. The first place goes to carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a major greenhouse gas causing the greenhouse effect, which is released in the atmosphere by burning fossils or by the activities of animal respiration. Deforestation is another important factor which adds to this carbon dioxide release, because only when there are more amount of plants, more amount of carbon dioxide will be absorbed by the plants for the process of photosynthesis. But imagine this system is interchanging now. It's turning the other way around. Slowly, when this process started of cutting down trees, lot of buildings coming in, automatically the rise of carbon dioxide has gone to the peak. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option C. Next question here. Deforestation does not lead to dash. We have to analyze here. It does not lead to quick nutrient cycling, soil erosion, alteration of local weather conditions, destruction of natural habitat of the wild animals. Deforestation leads to all the three. B, C and D is a result. While deforestation does not lead to quick nutrient cycling. Deforestation causes the depletion of wood and nutrients from the ecosystem, and hence nutrient cycling gets slowed down. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option A. Next question here. Ultraviolet radiations from sunlight causes reaction that produces dash. Ultraviolet radiation causes photochemical splitting of oxygen. In the which layer? You remember which layer that we spoke about? Stratosphere. Okay. The nascent oxygen combines with the molecular oxygen to form an important gas which is called as ozone. In troposphere, the nascent oxygen comes from nitrogen dioxide. Therefore, UV rays from sunlight causes a reaction that produces ozone, which is not safe for the Earth. Next question here. Greenhouse effect is warming due to? The question is direct. And what is the answer? It's not because of infrared rays or moisture layer. It is because of the increase in temperature due to the increase of carbon dioxide concentration of the atmosphere. Okay, therefore the right answer to this question is option C, where we spoke about the greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, CFCs, nitrous oxide. All these are major contributors of the greenhouse gases. They directly or indirectly have a large impact on the atmosphere, because once the heat that has to be sent off from the earth starts getting trapped in the system, automatically the globe is getting warmed up. Okay, therefore the right answer to this question is option C. Next question here, deforestation will decrease dash. What is the main impact when you don't have trees? What is the main impact will be seen? Only when there are more amount of trees you will have rainfall. Imagine there's a lot of deforestation happening now, and now people are experiencing a lot of climatic changes. There is no proper rainfall, and that is all because of deforestation. What is deforestation? Cutting down of trees, and there is no plantation. See, it's not that you should not use the natural resources. We have the right to use it. But still, since we have got the right, it doesn't mean we should exploit the resources. As we cut, we should also see to that we balance the ecosystem. That is a smart way of using natural resources. But what is man doing? He's only exploiting, but he doesn't care about replanting the trees again. We are not balancing it. That is why we are facing so many climatic changes now, is only because of the imbalance that is there in the ecosystem. Either the place have no trees, but now you don't find much places with more trees. Even places rich with a lot of ecosystem now is slowly destroying, because the population is increasing one side, and we need place for survival, and slowly the nature which is quiet is being exploited from man's side. So slowly we should stop this process, because it is having impact as of now. There are chances for the impact to become bigger. So deforestation will decrease the rainfall, which is option D. With this, we complete the part 7 of environmental issues. Hope to meet you in the next new chapter with another set of questions. Thank you.